So we're back talking about the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake today, and that's because we could be mere weeks away from the official reveal. That's right, we could be seeing the official reveal of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake before the end of August. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let me start at the beginning and explain everything we know about the Black Flag Remake's reveal and why it indeed could be coming this month in August. If you're new to this channel, the XL Live, and want to stay up to date with everything Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake and more, consider subscribing and let's get it. Okay, so the popular gaming conference Gamescom is set to take place between the 20th and 24th of August this month, 2025. Now, Gamescom is kind of like, you remember old E3? Yeah, it's like that. It's one of those places where developers go up on stage, they announce their new games, we get loads of new trailers, new gameplay demos, and you've got a crowd that goes wild, you know? It's one of those. Gamescom's pretty popular, it's been around for years. Oh, and guess who's confirmed to be there? Ubisoft themselves. Now, usually when Ubisoft go to different press conferences, such as Gamescom, they usually have something to show. All leads are suggesting they will be revealing the Black Flag Remake, and probably alongside some smaller updates for games, maybe Shadows updates. They'll probably showcase the new third-person mode in Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, and we might get a few more indie-style announcements from Ubisoft, such as perhaps a follow-up to the Prince of Persia game we had recently, stuff like that. But again, usually when Ubisoft or other companies such as Ubisoft come to these press conferences, they'll have one big major title that they showcase. We believe that to be the Black Flag Remake. Now, we've actually got some supporting evidence to back this speculation up. You know the cosplayer from a couple months ago who showcased a new Edward Kenway robe design and said it was a work in progress, but it was based off of new robes? Yeah, on that guy's Instagram, he also mentioned something coming in August. And if he's got this new Edward Kenway design, which he's shown off, that we haven't seen before, the likelihood is he knows more than we do, and he's hinting again towards August. What happens in August? Gamescom. What's happening at Gamescom? Ubisoft are coming on stage. I think you can add 2 and 2 together. So yeah, without Ubisoft having actually said anything themselves, all the evidence is pointing towards Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake being officially revealed and announced and potentially showcased at Gamescom 2025. Now, another thing to point out is that Ubisoft usually have their own press conference that they do each year called Ubisoft Forward. We had Ubisoft Forward 2023 and 2024. 23 showed off Mirage, 24 showed off Shadows. Now, Ubi Forward 23 and 24 were in June of each year. Well, June has come and gone of 2025, and Ubisoft have said nothing. There was no Ubisoft Forward in 2025. If there was, it's likely there that we would have seen the Black Flag Remake. Now, we can speculate all day about why there wasn't a Ubisoft Forward 2025. Was it budget cuts? Was it focusing more on different resources within the company? Who knows? And kind of who cares? You know what I mean? It's kind of irrelevant. Maybe they found that Gamescom was a bigger platform for them to show off their new game, or maybe it was something else. But regardless of that, next in this video, I want to talk about what we might see in the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake reveal. Will we see gameplay? Will we know what platforms it's coming to? Will we get a release date? Let's talk about it. Just a reminder though, if you are new to this channel and you want to stay up to date with Assassin's Creed news, be sure to press that subscribe button. Okay, so I'm just going to lay out my theory and then I'll explain why I think it is going to be this. And you guys can let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree at the end of the video. So here's my theory. I think Ubisoft will showcase their smaller projects, you know, show updates for Mirage, maybe a trailer for the Claws of Awaji DLC. They might show some Rabbids or Rayman or whatever the hell they make games on these days. And it might not come across as anything special to start with, but then, just as their time on stage comes to a close, they'll say, and before we go, we have one more thing. The lights will fade to black, the screen will fade in, and what will start is just a slow sea shanty with a rising sort of orchestral melody, and from there, in the darkness, we'll see a waving flag, and that flag will come into shots as it gets closer, and it will be a skeleton, sort of skull and bones, with an assassin logo around it, and then it will come up Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake 2026, or something like that. I personally don't think we're going to see any more gameplay or footage of the game in any regard other than just a small sort of title screen thing. That being said, I think as soon as that announcement comes, Ubisoft will update their website with a store page for pre-orders, because of course they do. They don't care about showing you the game first, they'll take your money before they do that. But I think on that store page, there will be in-game screenshots. The same thing happened with Mirage. They showed the CG reveal trailer for Mirage, and we didn't get gameplay for like over a year from then, but what we did have was in-game screenshots. So I think something similar will happen. Obviously, it's up for debate whether we'll get a CGI reveal for the Black Flag remake like we have for every Assassin's Creed game in the past, barring Odyssey. Obviously, this is a remake of a game we've already had, so yeah, that's why I'm not sure if we're going to get a reveal in the form of a CGI cinematic trailer, but I do think at the bare minimum, we will get the Black Flag in the darkness on screen, almost like the trailer for Rogue where Shay comes out of the darkness, that sort of vibe. And yeah, I think it will say 2026. I'd be surprised if we get a proper full release date, but that's my thinking. Now, going back into explaining why I think this, as I said, we saw something similar with Mirage, but also I think Ubisoft are going to not want to show too much of their game at Gamescom. I think they're just going to use the platform to hype up the announcement, and then I think they're going to want to show developer diaries through the months, show more trailers from their own YouTube channels, you know, do more of their own thing. And then, for example, I don't know this, but let's just imagine the Black Flag remake is coming out in, I don't know, March of 2026. I can imagine in the new year of 2026, that's when Ubisoft will start to want to properly show trailers, properly show gameplay presentations, and, you know, properly ramp up the marketing for the game then. So that's my theory, that's sort of why I imagine it to be the way it is. Now, you might disagree with me, or you might have your own thoughts that sort of go in tandem with mine, so let me know in the comments what you think. And for the final part of this video, I just want to clear something up. In my Black Flag remake videos of past, I've always said that I speculate, you know, I think, I feel. I've never said anything to be fact, because at the end of the day, we do not know anything about the Black Flag remake yet, at least nothing official, only leaks, rumors, and again, speculation. I've had a few comments over the last few weeks of people saying, I'm lying, I'm wrong. What I'm saying is misinformation, and I just want to point out and sort of defend myself in saying, I'm not spreading any misinformation because I'm specifically stating that this is my opinion, I'm speculating, I'm theorizing based off of evidence we have at hand. I'm looking at the evidence and I'm coming up with what I think is the most likely scenario, not saying anything as fact. I would never lie. I just want to point that out there, so that you might feel more at ease if you listen to my opinion and you think it's wrong or you don't want that to be what happens in the announcement, then you can at least rest easy and think, well, you know, it's his opinion and he might be wrong. And I'll stand by that, you know. I'm no secret knower of all Ubisoft knowledge. Of course I'm not. I'm just a guy that plays the games just like you guys. And I'm thinking about it. I'm wondering. But of course, I have been doing this for quite a few years now, and I do think I've sort of picked up on Ubisoft's trends, what they like to do, based on their older announcements and releases. And again, looking at the evidence at hand, which I spend way too much time doing, I think I'm at a good position to be able to give a well-rounded opinion of, again, theories and speculation. I'm not calling anyone out, I just wanted to clear up the air. Anyway, guys, I love you all. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments what you think about the Black Flag remake. And of course, press the like button to let me know you want me to cover this game more. If you're new once more, subscribe and you will be up to date with anything that drops, especially when the Black Flag remake is announced. I will be, of course, covering the game. I love you guys. I will see you soon. May the Father of Understanding guide us. Goodbye.